Hi there, this is Harry and welcome back to Advanced English Lessons with Harry, where I try to help you to get a better understanding of the English language, helping you to improve your business English, conversational skills, or indeed that all-important preparation for some proficiency exams, whether it's CAE or the IELTS, whatever it is you're doing. We're here to help you. I'd just like to apologize in advance if I sound a little bit croaky during this particular lesson because I've been suffering from a bad virus recently, but as they say in all theatre, the show must go on. So our show is going on and we're going to start our lesson, our advanced English lesson. And the lesson today, we're going to look at 14 other ways in which to say please. 14 other ways in which you can say please. Now, a lot of these particular expressions that I'm going to give you, they can be prefixed with the word please. So you can put please in front of them, or you can just use them on your own. And I'll try to identify those as we go through the list, okay? So, as I said, we've got 14 of these. I'll go through them one by one and give you a situation where you might be able to use them. Okay, let's start. Number 1, after you. So, if you're walking towards the entrance of a hotel or a restaurant, or indeed even in your own office, and there's a lady coming behind you or close to you, and you want to be the gentleman, the perfect gentleman, so you might open the door and say, after you, or you could even say, please, after you. Okay, so just after you means allow the lady to walk through the door first, and then you follow behind, okay? And you see it all the time in airports, in train stations, restaurants, offices, hotels, wherever it may be. After you, or please, after you. Number 2, help yourself. Okay, now this might be used when you're perhaps entertaining some guests in your home, okay, and you've put some finger food or some drinks or something on the coffee table, and your guests are sitting there and say, look, help yourself, or please help yourself, in which case you're inviting them to stand up or just to grab something to eat while they can. Okay, so help yourself. Now, you can also use this help yourself in a situation if somebody comes into your office and they ask you, could I borrow a pen, or could I take your laptop, or could I take your camera, whatever it is, something you've got stored in the office, and you say, of course, yeah, help yourself, yeah? Or again, please help yourself. So, can I use your phone for a few minutes? Mine's run out of battery. Yeah, help yourself. Do you mind if I take this chair? Yeah, help yourself. So, you're sitting in a restaurant, you're at a table for 4 people, you're on your own, somebody comes along with a group of people, they're looking for an extra chair, they will inevitably ask you, is there anybody sitting here? Can I take this chair? Yeah, help yourself. Okay, so it's a kind way, a gesture to let the person know you have no objections. Don't wait for me. Again, entertaining somebody in your home, you're busy in the kitchen, you come out of the kitchen, you bring in some food, you disappear into the kitchen, you bring out some glasses and some wine or refreshments, and people are standing and chatting. You say, okay, look, don't wait for me, I'm busy, so you help yourselves there. Don't wait for me, I'll be with you in 2 minutes. Okay, so don't wait for me means please proceed without me. I'll catch up when I come in. Number 4, allow me. Okay, so this might be the situation where you're in a business meeting, somebody brings in a tray of coffee and refreshments before the meeting or during the meeting, and you pick up the coffee pot, you pour some coffee, and you indicate to your colleagues or the other guests at the meeting, would you like some coffee? And they say, yeah. You say, well, allow me. So you do the honors, as we say, and you pour the coffee into the cups for those who have indicated that they want coffee or they want tea. Okay, so allow me means please allow me to pour it for you. There's no trouble. Yeah, okay. And again, it's another phrase, expression we can use When we are helping somebody, perhaps somebody's rushing towards a door with their hands full, carrying 2 bags or boxes, and then you open the door for them because you know they're going to have a difficulty getting through the door, and say, allow me. And it could be for a woman or a man, it doesn't matter which, where somebody is struggling with bags, boxes, children, whatever it is they have, then you open the door or hold the elevator door so that they can get in without having any difficulty. Allow me. Number 5, let me help you there. Okay, so again, just a simple expression where you want to let the person know that you are willing and are prepared, or indeed have started to help them. So somebody is trying to get the door open to get in or out of the apartment block. They're trying to press the button for the elevator when their hands are full. They drop something on the floor. So you say, oh, look, let me help you there. So you're there holding the door to help the person who is in some way struggling to get through it because they are occupied in some other way or they've got their hands full. Okay, so it's let me help you there. Number 6, if that's all right with you. So you might be asking your boss if you could have some additional time off, if you could come in a little later tomorrow morning, if you could leave a little earlier in the evening to get to that dental appointment. And you say, please, if it's all right with you, I'd like to leave the office a little earlier this evening. If it's all right with you, if I could come in a little later for the next few mornings, I've got to drop the kids to school. If it's all right with you, could I take this home and work on it at the weekend? So any sort of request like that where you want to get some work done and you're being quite polite about it, perhaps you're only new in the office or your boss is a little bit of a stickler for the rules, then you might say, please, if that's all right with you, I'd like to take this and look at it over the weekend. Okay? Simply just let me give you a hand. So this is again a little less formal than let me help you or allow me. Just let me give you a hand. So your colleague is having trouble finishing some project. He or she is complaining that it's going to take a long time. And you say, well, let me give you a hand. I'd be happy to stay behind a little bit. I don't have to be home so early this evening. Wife and the kids are away. So yeah, let me give you a hand and we can get this finished in no time. Or again, somebody struggling in the supermarket to carry their bags to their car, or perhaps they're struggling in the airport to carry their luggage. I'm always surprised when people are struggling with really heavy bags. I wonder, why did they pack bags so big? And then how did they struggle out of their home onto the bus or into the taxi, whatever it was, and then they get to the airport and they really can't manage this bag at all. But however, that's what they do. And I had a situation a couple of years ago. I was in London and there was a man, he was a little older than me, not so much older than me, but he had a big bag and he was trying to get from the platform of the tube station up to the next level to check in, and he really couldn't manage it. So I grabbed the bag and lifted it up the top of the stairs and plonked it on the top. And he was very grateful. So we can just say something, let me give you a hand there. It'll make it easier. Two hands are better than one, or 2 pairs of hands are better than one. So let me give you a hand. Now, if you're in a busy bar or a busy restaurant, and you're trying to get the attention of the waiter in the restaurant or the waitress or the bar person behind the bar, and they're up and down and you would really like to order your drink or to get a menu, you might just say, when you're ready, please, or please when you're ready, or when you get a chance, or please when you get a chance. So nice ways to sort of say, look, I'm here, don't rush, but I would like to have the menu, or I would like to order a drink. So typical expressions to use in those situations: a busy bar, busy restaurant. When you're ready, please, or when you get a chance, please. Okay, so other ways in which you can use please. And as always, if you like this particular lesson, then please like the video. And if you can, please subscribe to the channel, because it really, really helps. Again, somebody asks you if they can take the seat at the table that you're occupying, if they can borrow your mobile phone, Indeed, if they can take the salt and pepper on your table in the restaurant, very easy way to agree is just to say, yeah, be my guest. Be my guest means, yeah, you're very, very welcome. I don't own them anyway, so just be my guest, or please be my guest. Whenever you're free, you need something, just grab it and take it. Yeah, be my guest. Okay, that's number 9. Now, number 10. Yeah, number 10, kindly. This is a little bit more formal. And when you want somebody to do something and you want to say, please, could you redo that report? I think there are some parts missing. Or please, could you get that report finished by 5 this evening? You can, instead of using the word please, you can use the word kindly. Yeah? Could you kindly do that report again? Could you kindly complete it by that 5 o'clock deadline? Could you kindly ask your team to go to the meeting room and we'll start the meeting in 10 minutes? So another way in which you can say please, politely, yeah, kindly, yeah? Or kindly observe the no smoking sign, yes, okay? Or kindly be quiet when you're in the library. Don't make too much noise. Or kindly close the door quietly behind you because there's an exam taking place in the next room. So these are signs that you might see in libraries, in schools, in hospitals, or there's something somebody might say to you at reception. Yeah, so could you kindly return that to the reception when you're finished with it? Yeah, it's a very common expression in a hotel. You get a spare key, or you borrow perhaps the iron or something that you need, and they will say, could you kindly return it to the reception area when you're finished? Yeah, kindly. Now, one that we can often use with a sort of a little bit of a irony or a sense of humor about it is, don't let me stop you. So you can say it in a witty way or a funny way, half joking, okay? Or indeed you could say it in a serious way when somebody asks if they can borrow something, and you just simply say, yeah, don't let me stop you, fire away, do whatever you wish. So you could be in the canteen, in the office, in the little cafe that you have in the office, and somebody says, oh, there's only a couple of biscuits left on the plate here. Do you mind if I have them? Don't let me stop you. I don't eat them, or try not to eat them. Yeah, so don't let me stop you. Yeah. Or perhaps you're in the middle of a meeting and your colleague's phone buzzes and he has to make an urgent call, so he wants to step outside the office. So he said, do you mind if I take this call? It's rather urgent. Yeah. Don't let me stop you. Catch up with us when you're finished. Okay. So don't let me stop you. Number 12. Now, this one is very definitely more business appropriate than just ordinary conversational English. So if there's a different instructions that you might give or you might be given if you're in an office situation. So, for example, if you could run that report when you get a chance, I'd be very grateful. Or if you could run that report when you get a chance, that would be great. If you could get that customer on the line, that would be great. If you could get that customer on the line, that would be great. Meaning, could you call him and I'll talk to him now? If you could postpone that meeting or push it back by a couple of hours, that would be great. If you could set the meeting up for next week, that would be great. So all simple instructions, polite instructions that you either want to give to somebody or that somebody's going to give to you. So they could simply say, please have that report ready by 5 o'clock. Please get that customer on the line. Please push the meeting back by a couple of hours. Please arrange for the meeting or the sales meeting to be held next week as usual. So you can use please in all of those situations. But if you want to vary it a bit, then, well, if you could get the customer on the line, if you could push the meeting back by a couple of hours, if you could get that report finished, yeah, that would be great. Okay, so much more business orientated. A very simple way is just to say, well, if you don't mind. So instead of saying please, if you don't mind, yeah, we'll cancel the meeting. If you don't mind, then I'll call you back later. If you don't mind, we'll meet maybe in the morning at 10 o'clock rather than 9 o'clock. So you want to change something, you want to make the arrangements different, then you simply prefix it by saying, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, could we start the meeting a little later? If you don't mind, could we postpone it until next week? If you don't mind, could I just slip out for a coffee before we start? Yeah, so just simple ways to say please. And then finally, again, a little bit more formal, I'd appreciate it if you could. So very, very formal. I would appreciate it if you could please leave your rubbish in the bin on the way out. I'd appreciate it if you could clear the desk before you leave because we have a clean desk policy here. I'd appreciate it if you could kindly keep me posted as to any developments that might take place. So quite formal, but different ways in which you can say please. Okay, so we've covered 14 different ways in which you can say please. As I said, many of them can be prefixed by the word please anyway, so you're either just dropping it and using the phrase on its own, or you could use the two of them together. For example, please, after you. Oh, please, allow me. Oh, please, be my guest. Oh, please, if you don't mind. Yeah, so there's lots of ways in which you can prefix it using the word please, or just drop it completely. Okay, so I'm going to give you the 14 very quickly once more. After you. Help yourself. Don't wait for me. Allow me. Let me help you there. If that's all right with you, let me give you a hand. Or when in a bar or a busy restaurant, when you're ready, when you get a chance. Be my guest. Kindly do this, kindly do that. Don't let me stop you. If you could finish it, that would be great. If you don't mind. And then finally, I'd appreciate it if you could. So, best thing, as always, you know the drill by now, is to try and practice these. Practice them on your friends, practice them on your colleagues, practice writing them to get a good understanding. But you don't have to remember them all, but there are different ways, and that's so difficult, different ways that you can use please. Okay, as always, I really appreciate you watching and listening. And if you need any more help, you can contact me on www.englishlessonviaskype.com. Always happy to take on board your suggestions. So remember, join me for the next lesson.